Hi, and welcome back to Inspiring Method Marketing on YouTube. We're your Edmonton business coaches, and today we're going to be talking about communicating your company values often. My name's Karen. This is my husband Trevor. We are co-owners here. And Seth Godin says, marketing is the generous act of helping others become who they seek to become. It involves creating honest stories that resonate and spread.
Love it.
Yeah, his quotes spread too. It's just amazing. 92% of buyers trust referrals from people they know. So true.
Absolutely. I mean, that is always been true. I think more people trust the recommendation of a friend over any advertising that you could do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even pre-social media days, that was the main way, right?
Absolutely.
And of course, it's just amplified that on social media.
Yes.
Your referrals, right? Business owners often assume their employees know what the vision of the company is simply by working in the business. That we know that is not true. Unless the message is communicated well and often, the team can get off track or lose sight of the goals completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah. So why do you instruct all your businesses that you help to write out their problem, their vision, their mission, and their values?
Well, the reason that we tell them to do that is many of them don't know what their purpose is. Mm-hmm. They don't know what their business is. When you ask them, who is your ideal client? They'll usually say, everybody.
Everyone.
Everyone is my ideal client.
It's not true for anyone.
Right? So you have to sort out what is the problem that you're solving and who are you solving it for? Mm-hmm. And the next thing is, what are your company values, right? What is the vision that you have with a number? So how many people do you want to reach? Do you want to touch? It can be a monetary goal, can be a number of people helped goal, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a target to shoot for, then you'll hit it every time. Right? If you don't know what you're aiming for, you'll hit it every time. So you have to definitely, have these written down. So many companies don't have this written down and figured out. And then if you don't know what your business is all about and what your vision is, what your mission is, how can you expect your employees to know what their objective is as a company? And how are you supposed to get them behind the mission when there isn't one written down? People cannot read your mind. So you have to do a good job of writing it down.
True. Do most business owners communicate these very well to the team?
In a lot of cases, they do not communicate their mission or their vision very well at all to the team. They just think that once they did it in the initial meeting with them when they got hired, that was good enough. And the owner might be thinking about it and having it internalized and living it out every day. But if you're not telling people and regularly communicating why you do what you do, then they're just not going to pick that up. They're just not going to assume that they know the vision when they don't, right? They're just not going to automatically follow the leader when the leader hasn't told them what the point of all of this is. So they really don't.
Do business owners lose sight of the fact that one of the major motivating factors is doing meaningful work?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. A lot of, business owners think that money is the way to motivate people to, getting better performance out of them. When studies show that most people want to be involved in doing something meaningful. At the end of the day, when they go home, they feel like they've accomplished something in the world. Like, look at how many people work for nonprofits they either volunteer or they work for very, very low salaries because they believe in what they're doing. And you'll see more and more people, millennials and so forth, that would rather know they're doing something, they're making a difference and make less money than to make all kinds of money and do something that they hate or they don't believe in. So if you want people on your team who are behind you 100%, then you need to communicate why you're doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Is setting short-term goals while working on your long-term vision recommended?
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes we have a long-term vision and dream for what we want to accomplish, but it sometimes seems too far off in the distance. So we need to have almost like mileage markers along the way to know, we're on the right path to getting to that final destination. So you should definitely set some goals along the way so that your team knows where they need to be and what they can shoot for and what they can attain, right? There's nothing wrong with, shooting just above where you can see now so that when you get there, you can shoot a little bit higher on the next one.
That's a good way of thinking of it. You can visualize that. So why is your standing huddle so important to building culture at like the office?
Well, so many people talk about, how do I build culture? How do I build culture? Well, you're not going to build culture in your team if you only meet with them once a month, and then that meeting usually gets rescheduled, right? So the reason we do it every single day is so that people can understand who we are, what we do, why we're doing, and on every single one of our whiteboards we put our mission, right? Our mission is to help Canadian businesses beat the odds, and we want to help our team to understand that. And if we don't have it pervasive throughout the space, then they're not going to know and they're not going to pull in the same direction.
Yeah, and that standing huddle is a connection too, right? Everybody's connected together going in the same direction. It makes a difference for sure. How do you manage daily huddles when people start at different times?
Well, that can be simply done with having whenever they start, that there is a manager there to go over the mission with them for the day, what they're supposed to be doing. So if you have a shift that starts at 7 a.m. and you have a shift that starts at say 11 or something, just have that quick, 3-minute, 5-minute meeting just to get everyone on board and go over, the plan for the day. That used to happen with retail when I worked retail. When you got to the site, you would go in and you would meet with the manager, and the manager would tell you what your positions are, what our goals are, how many sales we're to meet, or how many people we're supposed to engage with, and so forth, and if there's any special promotions and all that stuff. So we would talk about that right before we got out onto the sales floor. Same thing can be done in a number of different industries. Of course, it's not going to work with everyone, but in those types of industries, it's going to work very well.
Yeah. So is a monthly team meeting enough to build culture?
No, absolutely not. When we are being Edmonton business coaches to our clients, we cannot just have them meet with their team once a month and expect to build culture. Think about that. If you and I, if we only talked once a month, how good of a relationship would we have?
It wouldn't be very far. It would be very slow to grow.
Exactly. It wouldn't be very good at all.
It would be very good.
It would be terrible if I only talked with my wife one time a month. And then she's supposed to know what I'm thinking, feeling, and what's going on in my life if we only talk once a month. Same thing with your team. You're with your team usually more often than you're with your family. So you need to talk with them regularly. We meet, we have a large meeting every week here, and we have the daily standing huddles. So there's a lot of opportunity there for people to ask questions, to interact, and to catch the culture of the place.
True.
Yeah.
So is a weekly staff meeting a waste of time? Waste of money, I should say.
Waste of money? No. A lot of business owners think that it's a cost to getting these things done, right? And when really it's an investment in your team. Now, can you imagine having 10 people who are on board, they understand their purpose, they understand why we're here, why we're doing what we're doing, then they're able to, put that right into the customer service side of it. Whereas if you have people who are disconnected, disjointed, and they don't really care, then that passes through to your customers as well. So you're going to actually save money by meeting with your people regularly.
True. Should the company mission be displayed throughout the business space? I already know the answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
We need to be putting that everywhere so that people understand, they see it, and it just becomes ingrained. inside who you are. And every customer interaction and interaction with each other, it just helps to facilitate a better team atmosphere.
True. Does your marketing strategy need to communicate the vision, mission, and values?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely need to communicate that throughout all of our marketing, because that becomes your brand.
Your message.
That's your message to the masses. It's your message to your ideal and likely buyer. So yeah, absolutely. You need to have that mission, vision, your values, and just communicate that throughout all your messaging so that people will understand your company and you'll attract the right people to your business.
Great stuff.
Thanks
so much. Hopefully you got something out of that. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, give us some thumbs up and some comments. We'd love to see you again on the next one. Bye.